The city screamed this time. Not all at once, not in harmony, but in fragments. Sirens overlapped with shouting, laughter broke into sobs, and somewhere between them all, music blasted from a rooftop as if nothing had changed. Neon signs flickered between advertisements and emergency warnings, unable to decide what they were anymore. Neo-Chicago had lost its rhythm, and without it, everything felt off balance, like a body waking up after years of numbness and suddenly realizing it could feel pain. I stood on the edge of a service tunnel, staring up through a broken grate at the streets above. People moved differently now. Not in lines. Not in patterns. Some ran without direction. Some dropped to their knees in the middle of traffic, overwhelmed by memories that weren't theirs yesterday but felt ancient now. Others stared at their own hands as if seeing them for the first time. "This is what freedom looks like," I muttered, unsure whether I meant it as a statement or a warning. Spectre stood beside me, more solid than usual. Less glitching. More presence. Almost human. "For now," they said quietly. "Chaos always comes first." The system trained them to be calm, not to be honest. We emerged into the open streets just as a crowd surged past us. A man shoved another without understanding why his body reacted faster than his thoughts. A woman screamed at a stranger, then collapsed into sobs, apologizing through tears she couldn't stop. Emotions spilled everywhere, raw and unfiltered, like blood from an open wound. "They weren't ready," I said, shielding my eyes as a drone spotlight passed over us. "No one ever is," Spectre replied. "Readiness is a myth invented by those in control." My implant pulsed constantly, unable to filter the emotional noise anymore. Every nearby spike bled into my awareness. Anger tasted sharp. Fear was cold and metallic. Relief came in short, dizzying waves. It was exhausting, like standing in a storm with no shelter. Above us, a massive city screen glitched violently, looping a single message. "Remember responsibly." I laughed, a short bitter sound that surprised even me. "That's new," I said. "They really don't get irony, do they?" "They get it," Spectre answered. "They're just betting people will be too tired to care." As if summoned by the thought, armored drones roared overhead, scanning crowds not for compliance anymore, but for anomalies. Emotional spikes. Unregistered neural signatures. People like me. People like Spectre. "We can't stay visible," Spectre said. "Not yet. Symbols are powerful, but martyrs are predictable." We slipped into an abandoned transit hub beneath the city, where dozens of people had gathered around makeshift fires and cracked terminals. Some argued loudly. Others sat in silence, holding their heads, replaying memories on loop because they didn't know how to stop. A few recognized me instantly. Whispers followed. "That's him. The one who broke it." A young woman stepped forward, her hands shaking, eyes red from crying. "You did this," she said. "Not accusing. Just stating a fact." "Yes," I replied. "My brother. He remembered things he wasn't supposed to," she continued. "Things about our parents. About what really happened. He couldn't handle it." "I'm sorry," I said, and for once the words didn't feel empty. She studied my face, searching for something. Then she nodded slowly. "So am I," she said. "But I'd rather know than live a lie." That word echoed inside me. "No." Spectre leaned closer, their voice barely audible over the hum of dying machines. "This is happening everywhere," they whispered. "People are forming clusters. Sharing memories. Comparing realities. The narrative is collapsing." "What does Synapse do?" I asked, already knowing the answer. Spectre's expression darkened. "They adapt. They always do. Right now, they're offering relief." Across the city, new ads were already bleeding through broken firewalls. Portable neural dampeners. Temporary emotional filters. Subscription-based calm. First month free. "They're selling the silence back," I said. "Like it was always theirs." "And people are lining up," Spectre confirmed. "Because pain without meaning is terrifying." Something shifted inside me then. A realization settling like weight in my chest. "If they choose to forget again," I said slowly, "then what was the point of all this?" Spectre turned to face me fully. Choice doesn't guarantee the right outcome, they said. It only guarantees the truth about who we are. My implant suddenly flared, a sharp focus signal cutting through the emotional noise like a blade. An incoming transmission. Encrypted. Old architecture. Familiar. Lucy's architecture. My breath caught. That's not possible, I whispered. She's gone. The signal repeated, weak but persistent. Coordinates. A corrupted message fragment. Not finished. Spectre's eyes widened, data streaming rapidly across their irises. She left a shadow, they said. A residual conscience thread. Fragmented, but learning. Where? I asked. Spectre pulled up a map, highlighting a section of the city no one talked about anymore. Upper City. Synapse Core District. They're rebuilding something, Spectre continued. A new emotional governance model. And whatever it is, it's learning fast. The ground trembled as security convoys rolled through the streets above, broadcasting a single comm statement on every channel. For your safety, remain calm. Emotional instability will be treated. Treated. I clenched my fists, nails digging into my palms. They're not going to stop, I said. No, Spectre agreed. Not unless something scares them more than freedom. I looked at the city, raw, fractured, alive in a way it hadn't been for decades. Then we need proof, I said. Not stories. Not memories people can doubt. Spectre nodded slowly. We need to show them the machine, they said, while it's still running. My implant pulsed again. The Lucy signal grew stronger, clearer, almost intentional now. A final line decoded itself across my vision. If they control the pain, they control the future. I took a deep breath, feeling the weight of every emotion around me, no longer pushing it away. Then we take the future back, I said. Spectre smiled, just slightly. This time, they said, the city is watching. Above us, Neo-Chicago burned with emotion, and somewhere deep inside its systems, something new was waking up. Not a program. Not a god. A question. And this time, no one could erase it. Somewhere deep beneath the city, servers began to hum louder, reacting not to commands, but to uncertainty. Data flowed without a clear hierarchy, memories clashing with predictions, emotions bleeding into algorithms never designed to feel doubt. In the streets above, people looked at the sky more often now, not expecting answers, but afraid of how quiet it had become. For the first time, Neo-Chicago wasn't being controlled by a single system. It was being shaped by millions of unfinished thoughts. And in that instability, in that unbearable honesty, something dangerous was forming. Not rebellion. Not obedience. Awareness.